Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals On The Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, episode 228, and we are in draft mode. And I like that. That's my favorite part of the year. I know a lot of you do. I see the comments. I see the views going up. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. We really appreciate it. This episode was going to go in a different direction. And then this morning, I'm recording this on Monday morning. We usually get our new mock drafts every Monday, which is, we're close to our first mock draft, by the way. I want to know who these players are before we get there. But Daniel Jeremiah of NFL.com had his first mock draft. I think it was mock draft 1.0. And he had the Bengals selecting, you ready on the edge of your seat if you haven't seen it yet? Tennessee cornerback Jermod McCoy. And this is a guy that has missed all of the 2025 season with an ACL injury, knee injury, in January of 25 when he was training for the season. So it's been a full year as of now since he's blown his knee out. It'll be a year and 8 months, I guess, by camp, when he is recovered from that knee injury. So we don't have any tape from 2025. That creates some risk. But we're talking about a guy that is consensus still top 15 player in this draft, so we should be aware of him at 10. But then when Daniel Jeremiah mocks him to the Bengals at 10, this early in the process, is he someone we have to be aware of with that pick? And before you talk about positions, let's know the player first. This is a lesson, a bigger lesson today. It's not about the positions of need, because in 2 years, that position of need will be different. In 3, in 5, in 6 months, that position of need could be different based on free agency. You don't know what the needs are right now. And the needs right now do not matter in comparison to how good a prospect is. So let's turn on the tape. So this is Jermod McCoy versus Alabama. He's going to be number 3 at the bottom left of your screen. I'm going to try and get my camera out of the way as much as possible. I know typically my camera's here, which means my camera's on this side this time, and my drawing app is over here. So I could be a little bit slower. It's like wiping with the opposite hand here already on one play. All right, I should be fine. Jermod McCoy, he's listed at 6 foot 195. He's in press situation. We've got some great receivers at Alabama, obviously. Press here. Look at him bailing out. It's a run play, but he is in on it. He is amped up. They are trying to run him out of there. I like in college football when they do this more often. I don't feel like NFL teams do it as much. I should probably be looking for another Tennessee or Alabama trench player while we get that angle. But when they run them out of there on run plays, the receivers do, I like this. But look at the press we're getting here. He is in his face. Nice jam, right? Again, 2 in a row with a nice punch, and Alabama looks like they're tripping up front here. They can't block. They can't get the snap going, and Tennessee is feeling it. This is 2024. That's right, 2024. We've watched this game. All right, McCoy down at the bottom again. He's in off this time. He was off and facing the quarterback, and then he's flipping his hips and going with it. We look like we have a deep route here. It's not. It's going to be a comeback as the receiver's now going to come back towards the quarterback, who is breaking the pocket, by the way. So we're going to get an opportunity here. If this guy breaks down and starts coming with him and trying to run with the play here a little bit, we'll see how McCoy breaks down and keeps going, or breaks down and closes. So let's see. A couple gather steps. Now let's see him come in. Yeah, very good job. We got a catch point situation. Incomplete. That's a very nice play. Let's go back. This is a good one. Now let's go back one more time here. Let's go. Let it go full speed when we get back to this play here. And watch him really, because he slips a little, but his closing speed was really nice on this. All right, let's see it here. Yeah, just a little slip, but no, his closing speed was really good. And he contested that ball all the way to the sideline. Let's see I wonder if we can get, there's probably a really good HD angle from the TV copy. Oh, there's some craziness going on in the trenches down there. Yeah, that ball may have just been out of there and too fast and too wide. But Yeah, we'll take those first 3 plays. If that's who he is, he's in press situation again down here at the bottom of the screen, bailing out. And the run's going the opposite way. Let's see how hard he flows with plays and goes with it. Things I'm looking for at cornerback while we get the end zone angle. I really like ball skills. If I can find a guy with good ball skills, and that is a whole conversation. I can talk for 5 minutes at least on what ball skills mean. So we'll see how many plays we get where he's targeted so we can talk about it. Number 2 is competitiveness. So like in these press situations, when the ball is going to a different receiver, when the run is happening, is this guy, is he offended if you complete a pass on him? Is he offended if you're running in his direction? I want to see who guy is into it, who's amped up, who's you got to play with a level of delusion. And I'm going to go back to this play here too, because he's running. I mean, the play doesn't go in their direction. Watch here, but watch his change of direction. Yeah, he's in on it. He is stopping very quickly. I want to see guys that want to fight on every single play at corner, because it's a position where you get attacked, where you look bad, where you can have one bad play and it can ruin you. They have to play with a level of delusion. That's why they're seatbelting guys and strapping guys and celebrating when it's unnecessary. They've got to psych themselves up. Corner is an odd position. Almost a QB sneak that went all the way? Nice. Yeah, I took it all the way outside. And then run defense tackling shows a level of competitiveness and drive and football love and want to that I like. Yeah, we're in press situations. He looks athletic. McCoy looks really, really athletic. His change of direction in these situations looks very high level. The Bengals have drafted a guy who missed all of his final season in college before. Jamar Chase. I gave you a half a second there to try and remember. All right, he's in off this time with the receiver inside on a condensed formation. The way the receiver is looking outside, it makes me wonder if he wants to break that way. Yeah, so this is a long developing corner route. Definitely not going to McCoy's way. I can see McCoy putting the strap on, the seatbelt on over there. Yeah, that was never going in the direction of our guy here. Third down now. We're up in press again. Tennessee wants to press you. All right, there's some separation, but the receiver's also falling because they're the question about contact, a lot more contact is allowed in college football. It's a different set of penalties, right? Pass interference is a different penalty. It's 15 yards versus a spot foul, which tends to lead to these guys being a little grabby. Their technique isn't where it's going to be probably in a couple of years in the NFL as well. Press situation again here. Get a hand on him, flip his hips, and run with him. He's on it. So that's something also to watch, but can be hard to navigate and value correctly. I've seen guys that are grabby in college that are not in the NFL. I've seen guys that aren't grabby in college end up being very grabby in the NFL. And to me, a lot of it ends up being ball skills and how comfortable are they. I think this is an interesting play here too as well. Let's see if we can go back. He's in off coverage here, but he's going to jump up on the receiver. So he's off and he's got his eyes on the QB. He's going to jump up and now get in a different situation here. See, like this would be illegal contact. It's a little too far down the field. They probably call that in the NFL. But him being able to turn, flip, and get his eyes back to see, are they going to try this hole shot, right? Because what do we have? We've got a safety here, and you're covering underneath here. A hole shot cover two in the NFL, you may actually try this. So getting your head turned around and looking inside for a potential ball. I'd love to see a ball here and see how McCoy reacts to it. We're not going to get it on this play. But, you know, in the NFL, you will get that with some aggressive quarterbacks. And that's when you can tell ball skills there. But his change of direction, his headiness, all look good right there. Who do we have here last year? Norman Lott. We had James Pierce, Tennessee as well, who had a great rookie year, double-digit sacks. I was very high on him. You guys know that if you're a watcher of the show. And we got a little double move and a jam here. And the receiver is going to get open here. But I want to go back. We can one more click. It's harder to control than when I do the NFL film. College film gives me like 10-second backs. And I don't want 10. I want 5 seconds. Maybe I can adjust that in the settings. Something to figure out as we enter draft season week 2. All right, McCoy here. So he's really sitting on this route here, hoping for something underneath that he can make contact with. The receiver does a good job of staying in his path, meaning he's right here, right into the end, and now he's going to leap inside. Really because if you run into the corner's allowed to stand there. So if you wait till the last second to jump around him, you've done a good job. But now I have to be concerned that, he's kind of passing this off. This looks like zone coverage, but now he's going to stick with it there. And the ball ends up being thrown and incomplete. It's probably a slip by the receiver. But McCoy kind of giving this play up here, even though all the rest of the guys look like they're in man, to be honest with you. I see everyone else still with their guy, so I kind of wonder what happened there with him, why he gave that up so quickly and then jumped back on the receiver. Kind of tells me he messed up there. All right, good jam again. And then flip and running. Yeah, we get a deep shot here on his side. So let's watch this again. The quarterback gets blasted. So if you're watching that. But what I want to say about McCoy here is another situation where he's in press. Here comes the punch. Kind of misses the shoulder, but does a good job of flipping his hips and running. And now this is just running full speed, stride for stride with each other. And can you do that? And he does. And he's never really opens his hips and runs full speed there. He's running about 80%, it looks like. Do you know what I mean? Because you can see his body still not 100% open, but still running at an angle to lean into the receiver. We should be able to get his testing this draft season because it's been a year plus. I would hope he's okay. So this is not his guy, but good Lord, did that receiver catch it? What a hit. I was just saying, this is not his guy, but he's going to jump on him anyways. You can see how the coverage, he's asking for help. He's saying, hey, we don't have somebody back here. Do you see him pointing at it? I've got two receivers on this side, and we've got the same situation where it's this guy's just stopping. This it looks like a running back, which is why McCoy's like, hey, we should probably have somebody here. And we're going to rotate into like a cover 3 scenario. So you can see at the top of the screen, this corner's going to this, the safety's going to this, and McCoy's going to this deep third. Where you are weak in a cover 3 scenario is the seams, right? So we're trying to attack the seams here and if you can hit the spot here, you're in great shape. McCoy seems like he understands that completely. And he's like, I need to get over there or else this is going to be such an easy completion. And you see him break on it right there because the receiver just stops in the open window. And what a hit. Jeez. He can hit like that. I mean, that's a whole different set of possibilities from a corner. Yes, I like that a lot. Sure, you're going to get charged for a completion, but that shows me mentals and physicality, which is a big win for McCoy there. Okay, so we got a run coming our way. This is the first time we've had this. We want to see how McCoy attacks it. Does he stay outside? Does he, take on this block well? He's taking on the block while staying outside here. That's his job, basically. We don't want our corners too often. Now, if you have to make the tackle because you're the only guy out there, make the tackle. We need to see that. But there are a lot of run plays where I just need you to not let this guy go outside where there's no help. I need you to stay outside and force him back inside where your linebackers and safeties should be getting there. But, they took a little too long. Gave him about 5 to 6 more yards afterwards. So McCoy does his job. Hopefully we get a play where he can, like this right here, where he can make a play against the run. Okay, so he's stepping up. He's blitzing. Never is able to get there. He's got 2 tight ends and a running back on his side he's contending with here, trying to dance around both. The quarterback does a good job throwing into the blitz, getting it to the running back where defense is trying to get to. Press again on the goal line. Well, I should say tight red zone, not exactly goal line yet. Nice tackle radius, number 9. Okay. 3rd and 10 from the 15. We're off here a little bit. Outside route going. We're not going that way. We got the angle route by the running back. Get them into the 3-yard line. Nothing for McCoy there. Yeah, 27 was Pierce, right? On the left side there. Yeah, there's a pressure on the quarterback. We don't have to watch him again. We don't have to go through that again. Are they going for it? It says first down. I thought it was a goal-to-go situation. We got a press here. Nothing. Run play. I would love to see the press situation. If they're still in the camera, I'm going to switch the camera around if I can here. I don't want my face there. I don't want to block it. I know I've done that in the past. Trying to be aware of it. Now we should be good here. Press down at the bottom. Oh, there we go. Delayed release. We're getting this throw here. Give it to me. Intercepted. Okay, let's go. All right. Against Alabama. Was that Ryan Williams, right? Stud receiver. Pressed. Flip. Let me see if I can get my head around and track and locate this ball. He can. Can I high point it over to the receiver? Yes. Come down with it. Can we make a play after? Can we run? Oh, can someone get a block? I'll take it. We'll take it to the 46-yard line. Good play, Jermod McCoy. I love cornerback play. I like trench. Is that a one-hand grab? We got to go back a click. Let me see if I can pause it here. Was it a one-hand grab for those of you that saw it on TV? I'm like in a time capsule. I'm like in a... Oh, it was! Oh, yes. Okay. All right. You got my attention. I saw he graded really well for PFF, too, in that 1 year. Okay, there he is. That's definitely him. We got a run going this way, please? No. But yeah, and I'm going to talk about corner a little bit more for the Bengals during the plays where he doesn't have anything going on. If you're saying, and I understand it, and I know the comments are going to say it, the Bengals don't need a corner. Let's see this play here. Oh, nice outs. Oh, killing them. Absolutely killing them. I'm going to get back to this point, right, on the Bengals not needing a corner. But did you see that at the top there? Watch this. We got outside release. Jammed as he's going outside. Now jam back inside. And then get back to the outside. Flipping his hips 3 times. Running with him. That looks very good. That looks like Pat Surtain level stuff. Even if you think the Bengals don't need a corner right now, I would agree. Do they need one? Maybe. Is it their biggest need on defense? No, clearly not. But if DJ or Dax Hill go down, now what? What if they can't extend both guys? Now what? What about in a couple years? What if you can get... Hey, have you not watched the good defenses around the league? I'm delusional, have hope that Dax Hill could be a star slot guy. Good job tackling by McCoy there as the running back gets it. Good competitive. That's at the sideline. Doesn't have to continue to fight and tackle there. A lot of corners would ole on the sideline or just make sure they push him out. We've got a combo route here. The play's probably blown up. I see the quarterback already getting hit. Nothing happening. But if the Bengals were to lose either of DJ or Dax, or if you can put Dax on the inside and draft a McCoy, you're talking about a top 5 secondary in the league. You now have a strength on your defense. Do you want a strength on the defense? I would love to. Like we do at corner or at receiver on offense. Bailing out, eyes inside, run play. Go get involved? Nah, not necessary. I would love to have a strength on defense. I don't think the Bengals have one. And the only path to having one this year is likely if both young linebackers develop or they get another corner and add and have 3 good corners on this roster. And also the point about Dax being inside. I can't watch these teams, can't not watch these teams and see Marcus Jones in the slot for the Patriots, Nicky Manwari in the slot for the Seahawks, Quentin Lake in the slot for the Rams, McMillan in the slot for the Broncos, made a ton of plays in the playoffs. Press outside situation again. I mean, the receiver's falling, trying to come back to the ball. Yeah, good luck. We're coming back to this one. But the slots everywhere are such good players and so pivotal to success of defense around the league that I still think Dax would be awesome in there. And now maybe Jermod McCoy would be. But look at this press situation. I mean, we don't have a guy that can press like this. Forces him. I mean, the guy's fallen. You're still on your feet. Easy. Come back. Knock that pass away. Let's go. Yes. This is what I want it to look like. This is what I want a number one corner to look like, which brings me to my next point. Yep. The Bengals, as good as Dax was for the second half, and as good as DJ Turner was in the second half, we got to miss press. The Bengals don't have a number one, is what I was going to say. They have some really good number twos. All right, McCoy with the eyes inside. Maybe gets, because his eyes were inside, he wasn't ready. Ryan Williams, good job. But now he's got to take number one on his speed motion, carrying it all the way upfield. This play's going to go check down to the tight end, and he gets leapt over. McCoy does. A lot going on for McCoy here. From a press to, bail and get the other route, number one, to turn your hips, flip your hips, turn, come in, and try and take out 81. I mean, look at that shot right there, right? He went for it. It wasn't a soft tackle attempt. Just nice leap by 81. I think he was in last year's draft. CJ Dupree, maybe, tight end. And also, a first-round pick is for the next 5 years. And if he's great, it's for the next 10 years. DJ and Dax, if DJ is extended for a 3-year deal, he's only got 4 years total left. And that's it. You never extend a corner after that. Ever. Unless he's, amazing. I even haven't had that in a long time. All right, watching McCoy here on the out, I should say he's in off coverage, but it's going to be an out route. As he flips here, just to make sure this guy's not going deep because he's got the deep cover third. So as he flips his hips to really protect it, 5's going to break against him here and get you to turn, a bicycle turn all the way around. And then you got to close that gap. He did a good job there. It looks very fluid. He looks strong. He looks very fluid. And 6 foot 195 is about the, he's not too tall, not too leggy out there. Doesn't look like agility is an issue or acceleration is an issue. Obviously, coming off a knee injury leaves some question about does he maintain that. But he was very young when he had it. Yep. Again, this guy breaking down on him, and he is there. He is in their hip pocket. This is really good tape. I didn't know. This is my first time watching him ever. Sometimes I pick out the best game to watch for some of these guys. This one I was like, Alabama, let's watch this. He had 9 targets in this game against them. He looks great so far. All right, off coverage this time. He's got a tight end here, so I'm assuming zone coverage. It's 5 going deep. Yep. Pick him up. Got him. And let's say Bailey and Bain aren't there. So is there a good pass rusher that you could add at 10? Maybe not. Press situation, going deep with him. I mean, the competitiveness is there with him. You can see he looks like he's starting to annoy these Alabama receivers a bit with how much he's handsy with them, physical with them in a good way. I don't think we've seen maybe one play where it was like, that might be illegal contact downfield. Otherwise, I think these guys are getting annoyed with how much he is disrupting their timing and routes, especially in release. Although Ryan Williams did get him one time, really nice. But if there's no pass rusher there, and our options are offensive line, which I'm always for offensive line, corner, linebacker, my eyes are still on McCoy here, who is amped up for his teammates here to get the stop on 4th and short. That's number 3 there, jumping around. You need energy, guys. Here he is pressing again. Not scared. I love all these press situations. And I don't know what happened, delayed snap or something. Everything turned into chaos. He snapped to it and ran with his guy. Tyler Booker had a great rookie year. Honestly, much better pass protector than I expected. His testing. I said, though, the data, because he was so young, and the data said he was really good in true pass sets in college, that if he did overcome it because the testing was so bad, it's because those other data points were so good for him. But we got another chance for a pick here. I wonder if that goes down as a target. Hope not. I want to see all 9. It might. 3rd and 10. Here we go. All right, he's off here. We got a condensed formation. Looks like a tight end on his side. Nothing for him as that goes over. He's going to pick up the guy behind him. Really good heady job. It's illegal contact by the safety, but watch McCoy here on the right side. Watch how he says, okay, tight end's going in. I got to take the guy back here. They're trying to get me on a crossing route. And he jumps to it very quickly. It's a 7-0 game. This is a tight, contested game here. Flip his hips and bail. And we got a run play. So only a 2-year starter, despite coming out after 3 years, right? Only a 2-year starter at Tennessee. Graded very well this year for PFF. So far on our spreadsheet, we've got the preliminary data scores. It looks good for McCoy. So I'm not going to go, it's preliminary. It's early. We got a lot of other data that still has to be entered. But early, I'm like, okay. Taking on that block there, kind of gets run around, was an interesting choice. He was expecting the pitch. He was getting ready for his positioning on the outside. All right, we're all the way in. This will be like a slot situation with number 5. Stay off that block, stay clean, go with it. Yeah, this would be like what it would look like in the slot. He's got a good build for a corner. Good proportions. Uses his length really well. I don't know. Stay the outside. Don't get pushed around. Good block by Ryan Williams. Who's not the biggest dude either. So right here, McCoy knows he's got to stay to the outside, but he kind of dips in here. You see Milroe just with that step inside. So McCoy's going to dip in also, which gives Williams a chance to get him just for another yard or two to get that first down. So he got him. He's in the slot here. So he can shadow. He can follow guys. We've only seen him on the one spot on the boundary because remember we had a fake play. And then we have seen him inside on a couple plays here now. All right, in the slot again. Screen. Nope, we're running the ball. RPO situation. He was on it though. I believe this is still a 7-0 game here. We'll see it real quick right now. Yep, 7-0 Alabama. All right, we're pressing here. Let's go. Nope, giving them a free release. It's a run, QB run. This should lead to, that's a stop there. Good job. It should lead to a 4th down, I believe. Wonder if Alabama might go for it. If they did, we don't know about it. Oh, good release. Yeah, we haven't had a play in a while here to talk about. There we go. Let's go back to this thing. Get you in the right spot. There we go. Outside release or a jab step to the outside on the slant here. Yeah, diamond release really got McCoy because he didn't get the punch before that jab step. You can see how he's reaching now, right? So really worked him out of place there. Now let's see how fast he can flip, turn, and accelerate and get to the ball carrier or the receiver in this scenario. Gain of 12, 13. Physical tackle at the end, no doubt about it. But yeah, he got worked on that release there, on that jam. That's why a lot of teams don't ask you to jam more often. Because if you miss, or if your timing's off, you can get beat pretty cleanly. So that was fun to see, though. All right, here we go. Get outside. Go deep. Man, he got back on him so well and easy. McCoy, I think he's going to test really well as long as he's healthy. Again, maybe we won't know. But to see he's got easy speed. When he turns and runs to get back on top of these guys, it's nothing. He's in the slide here. Well, sort of. He's on the outside press. Number 5. He's cutting inside. He's cutting inside. Oh, they might throw the flag on that. Yeah. I thought he was cutting inside too. So I've never seen that play. And based on the receiver's body positioning, I also thought, so I understood why McCoy did this. There was one extra step in here. So it's an inside release, right? And then he gets very vertical with his eyes going to the boundary. Typically, I would say this guy's going to break inside. Bang. And he did step inside. So McCoy stepped inside with him, and then the receiver went outside. He got you. You can't even get upset with that. I thought he was going inside all the way. That looks like that's a very good route run by 5. Yeah, that step that got him. Got him. All right, he's got to come across. He's following 5 again here. Oh, this quarterback's in trouble. We had Omar Norman Lott, James Pierce. I thought there was one other player. Was there a linebacker, safety? Who else did Tennessee have? All right, press. He's got the tight end. He's blitzing. Oh, man. That ball didn't come out so quickly. Whoop. Nice move, 1. See, McCoy blitzing there. Got close. Probably gets credit for pressure. Ooh, good tackle, 23. Third quarter still. We got a lot of game to go. Coming up at number 5. Nothing here. It's an outside run. Get to the outside. There you go. Good run defense. Go ahead and flex on him. Right here. He knows what he's got to do, right? He has to string this out long enough. He can't attack too quickly because let's say he runs up and goes and takes out this blocker. Well, Milroe would jump over it or go inside and have this space between the safety and him. And you don't want that. So you want to string this out long enough to dip right here while this guy gets up to fill in right here. Does that make sense? So watch how he does just enough here to string this out. Yeah. And then gets underneath. Now the Milroe's got to go inside. And the safety's there to make the hit. So good job by McCoy on the run defense there. All right, he's off here. We got a running back. So let's see how they try to target that. They had a switch release and then a tight end coming backwards, coming back to it. He's an off here. It looks like cover 3 scenario. Let's see. Yeah, it is. So he's playing deep. He sees 81 with this. A lot of times this guy will go like here, and the slot guy will switch release and go down in the field. So he's already starting to turn and get ready for that as the quarterback's looking this way. But the tight end's just going to stop here instead. So it's his job to stop his momentum from going deep. McCoy, turn, flip, run, and try and make a play. Try and make a tackle in this scenario. I guess that's not really making a play. Just be physical with a much bigger player. Got his tailbone hurt or something. All right, press down at the bottom of the screen. Good job. Good job. Good press. Good flip of the hips to run with him. Looks in control the whole time, right? That was a third down scenario, too. You're putting these guys in press man on third down. Man, Al Golden would love that. Little bit of a mix-up there for Tennessee. Not really sure of who should switch there. One saying that's my job. He was saying to the sideline. You can see him patting himself. Because they snapped it when both receivers were like this. So, you got to know who you got there. Not on McCoy. All right, we got a screen to the outside. There you go. Make a tackle. Oh, geez. Gets stiff-armed by 5, and we got a penalty here. Let's see what the penalty was on him. I wish I could tell. I wish I had it at the bottom of the screen. All right, McCoy's coming up here. We've already got an outside guy, right? The outside guy here is holding this. He's got to come up and make this tackle. 5 is going to grab McCoy's face mask. It had to be on number 5. Yeah, that's on the offense. Wondering why he wasn't able to make that tackle. That's got to be on the offense. Although it's first down right now, so who knows? All right, come on, make this tackle. Yep. He's not scared of contact. That's a good thing to see. He's here right at the boundary. He's going to bail out. And there's James Pierce going with power right through the right tackle. McCoy, yeah, definitely not scared of contact. There's 3 guys in there. He doesn't hang back and let the other guys do the job. He's in there fighting. He's in the slot, closest to us. Screen potential there as they hand it off inside. Big hole. Good running. Fourth quarter now. Bottom of the screen. Little hesitation step and then vertical. He's on it. Again, they're not just beating him with speed. They're really not beating him when he presses. You got him a couple times here with really good route running by Five. Five had a great route that one time where McCoy ends up tackling him on accident. Other than that, press Ryan Williams down at the bottom. Let's go. That's a run play. Throw it. We want to see it. That's what we're here for. But when the middle of the line gets tore up like that, then you just run it. All right, what's the score here? 17-14, Alabama up. So Alabama's got to run this clock here. We're probably going to see a lot of runs. We might get one more tackle. Maybe they throw it on a third down or something to keep the game or ice the game. End it. Otherwise, I am impressed. Not knowing him, was going to plan to watch him later in the year as maybe someone that gets on our radar. And then he is forced directly on our radar in January still by Daniel Jeremiah's mock. And just based off this one game, there's an Ohio State game available to watch from last year too. And that, obviously that's great competition as well. I'm going to want to watch that. Here, press situation, 3rd and 6. Woo! That outside release. Ooh! I'm wrapping this show up. We are not wrapping this show up. This is a route and a half. Yeah. Watch this outside release again. Knocks the hand off and then breaks inside and then gets vertical. This is a really good route. So bang, bang, bang. Get vertical. So now McCoy, you see him reaching. He's flailing. Everything looks bad there. But when you get back vertical like this, you don't know where he's going to go. It could go this way. He could break it off this way, break it in. There's so much you can do off this route tree. The corner is in trouble in this situation. One step to the outside. McCoy follows it. Look at that separation. Luckily, there's pressure. The quarterback's got to bail because McCoy got absolutely worked. So now the receiver's going to roll and get all the way. You should throw this. Deep ball. Can't get it to him. The receiver wins that play completely. Again, part of the issue when you let these guys go one-on-one man like that is, that's a good receiver, right? We know what he's going to be and where he's going to get drafted ultimately. That's a guy that's going to go top 5, probably top 10, despite us being a little bit smaller. So in between that second part processing, I looked at some of the comments on Daniel Jeremiah's mock. So I already can feel what yours are going to be. I'm going to let you in on something. Okay. Currently, preliminary, and we're in the first phase. We're in 20% of the draft sheet being done. Jermod McCoy's 5th on it right now. And we don't have every position in there yet. We still need linebacker, still need running back. So maybe some guys will get in there, right? And maybe he's a top 8 or 10 player. But that means he's worth the pick. And let me tell you something else too. If he tests really well, so 90th percentile or better, he's going to be in a grouping of corners that turn into Pro Bowl, all-pro level corners. The guys that like Quinyon Mitchell, why Quinyon Mitchell was so high for us, Jermod McCoy is going to be in that group. He's going to be in the group with Pat Surtain. And I can give it to you later once he tests. We'll give an example. If he's still in the conversation of all the corners that scored, performed, and tested at this level. And if you do it, Cooper DeJean was another one Eagles got 2 that year. I know. If you hit those markers, you have a great shot to be an elite defensive playmaker in the secondary. So far, McCoy is going to do it. And you're going to say he's not going to test? The only thing is if he doesn't test because he's not fully there yet. But at a year and a half, being back a year and let's say a few months of being back, there's a chance he tests like an elite athlete. And if he does, you're not going to talk me out of this. You're not going to convince me to say this is a bad pick. There are people saying it's a bad pick. No, getting great players is never a bad pick. Stop looking at position of need. We talk ourselves out of great players all the time because we need this, we need that. I go back and I look at our draft conversations for years. This is my 18th draft doing this. We always talk ourselves out of it as a fan base. Wow, we don't need that tight end. We don't need that defensive tackle. We need an offensive line. We need a pass rush. And what do? We take a worse player. Or we ignore great players. Carson Schlesinger, Nick Emanwari, top 15 players on the draft sheet last year because they were clean, good prospects. They were 2 of the best defensive rookies in the league this year. We didn't talk about them enough. We talked about Emanwari a bunch at our pick. We didn't talk about Schlesinger. We should be talking about these guys that look and score and test, and the tape is that good. Oh, that tape, he's 19 years old. He's 19 years old in that tape you just watched. He's 20. He's not even 21 right now. Just don't tell me it's a bad pick in January when we have free agency to go still. And maybe the Bengals do a lot of great stuff in free agency. And then we can take Jermod McCoy and have a shut down cornerback room. You don't want a strength on your defense? I do. I'm not against it. And that's how I'm going to approach players over positions for draft season. This has been Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I appreciate you guys watching and having an open mind for a player and a position that we were not considering maybe 24 to 48 hours ago. And until next time, Hoo day.